Honourable Parakura Horomia.
Mr Speaker, this is a tax grab. The government needs to be commended that it has stuck with this coming this far. But certainly what is interesting is the regulatory impact statement by Treasury, and it's quite fascinating. It does not assess, it says it does not assess and compare tobacco excise increases with other revenue, savings and expenditure options ministers have considered in preparing the 2012 budget. And that clearly tells you they don't want to measure it or benchmark it against anything. And the other two parts are very interesting. Analysis to inform a decision on tobacco excise increases for budget 2012 has included the impact of recent excise increases on Crown revenue and consumption patterns, likely revenues from options to increase tobacco excise, initial information on likely distribution impacts. The analysis has not included a range of other issues due to time and resource constraints. And that's how serious I wonder how serious the government is about this. And it has no information here included overall economic and fiscal impacts on smoking, e.g. health and other welfare effects on smokers, their families and other impacts, so on and so forth. The disability services linked to smoking, impact on the economic welfare, so on and so forth. And we know full well that there are screeds and summaries of information on the impacts of smoking. So they're just clearly trying to offset this, take the money and run. 528 million. We heard the Minister of Prisons today going on about saying 170 million. I'm not too sure how you comprehend not expending money on people's welfare and trying to avoid smoking and going and building new prisons. It's a lot. It is more than rubbish. It is this new edict of the right expecting that they can take money off the working class and just do what they like with it. Because tobacco in this country, Mr Speaker, was a tool of the colonisers. That's what it was. And it has continued to be a tool of the colonisers, of the government. It seriously was. It was. And this person over here talking about the Asians, it is well known and scripted, if you're enough of an international scholar and understands what happens to indigenous peoples, that when people come out of settled society being oppressed or dominated by the majority, they do three things. They chase beer, they drink beer, they go for sugar, and they smoke. And that's the poor man's correction. The working class's correction. The big-time colonisers, they grew bigger cigars and they smoked cigars because it was a pecking order thing. And I can assure you that in a lot of these modern countries that are coming into their own, that's the first thing they do. They chase sugar, they smoke, and they drink beer because it's the poor man's way to say that we're going up in society. And damn would we be damned by the government who doesn't recognise that and want to stop, any brave movements. And I want to commend the great doctor over there, because he stuck with us when we knocked the smoking out of those restaurants and bars. When Simon Briggs wanted to carry on smoking in restaurants in Tauranga. Yes, you did. I remember you saying that. And does anybody matter now? It doesn't matter now. It's a great thing. So why don't we get serious about part one and ensure that it's not right out? We should be working towards that. Quitline and Oahi Kore, they can't even pay for their phone bills. And you're going to flog the money off them. 528 million. Oahi Kore, there are a lot of volunteers who run around in those cars. They tell me that it takes 4 weeks to disconnect the heavy smoker into even starting to practice and be honest about not smoking. 4 weeks. Takes a lot of money. But you take it from me, Sonny, that's what happens.
Order.
People chase sugar.
Order.
They chase beer. Oh, sorry. Courtesy. Dear sir, be rest assured that that's what people do when they come out from the boondocks. They chase beer, they eat sugar, and they smoke cigarettes. And we should be away with it. And there are more than enough Māori and Pacifica people who have respiratory diseases, who have smoked themselves to death, and it will continue. It will continue. The worst situation in relation to this bill is there is not any money being put back in to help correct it. to help support the correction. The doctor knows that. That's why he's chewing on his glasses. He wants to go back smoking. Seriously,
Order.
This is a tax grab.
Order.
It's a disgrace, Mr. Speaker.
Order.
It's a reasonable bill, but it's a disgrace.
Right. David Clark.
Mr. Chair, it's a delight to follow, it's a delight